Hello again, friends. Welcome back to another video. I'm Shani. If you're new here, welcome. And to my regular watchers, I always appreciate you. On the menu today, let's make these delicious Jamaican Bammies. Let's get started. You're going to absolutely love them. So this is just two ingredients, or even one, some salt and some yuca. So now I'm going to go ahead and just peel these yucca. So just go ahead and chop them up. Yuccas are very hard, so be careful with your knife there that you don't harm yourself. So just go ahead and cut them up in small pieces so that it's easy to handle. And then you just use your knife just to run down the side there, and it's also very easy. You can just run your knife on the back of the skin and just keep turning and turning and turning, and it just comes right off. Or you can just peel it down as well, whatever you're comfortable with. So after you're done peeling, go ahead and just cut them in half, and then inside has that little stringy thing there. That's not edible, so you want to go ahead and go inside and just remove that. It's quite easy to do. Just split it open and just look, you'll see it on the top there because that string is running right through the yuca. Go ahead and place your knife underneath it and just ease it out gently, being very careful. Like I said, you can go ahead and rinse these off and then start to grating. Okay, so you want to use the smallest section of your grater because you're going to want a really fine grate on this. And this is going to take quite a bit of time, but this is what you have to do. So just go ahead and grate it on all of your yuca. It's done depending on how much bammies you want to make. So while I was doing this process, I kept thinking that whenever we see sometimes some people are selling their goods and we're always like, oh, I can make it at home, I can make it at home. This is a process that these people go through, and even though you can make it at home, it's sometimes it's so good to support, because doing this I really appreciated the people who make it and sell it. And even though it's just one or two ingredients, it is a process. So let us try to support those vendors who are making these things and selling them, because they're not always easy to recreate at home. So here I've put the yuca into a cheesecloth and I'm just squeezing out the liquid. You need to squeeze out the liquid here, and then I'm just loosening this up, and then we're gonna have to let this dry out a bit so that all of the moisture, or most of the moisture, comes out of it. So I'm just loosening this up, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out on a kitchen towel and let it air dry a bit. And because there's moisture in there, it has little clumps. So as it dries, those clumps come out. So sprinkle on the salt if you want salt. If you don't want salt, you can leave it out, but you need some salt to have it, let it have some taste. So I'm just brushing the salt all over it and just loosening up them as well. So when it's dried out a bit for you to work with, I'm just using here, this is a jar cover. So because we need a mold, something to shape them in, and they're usually in this round shape. They're usually bigger, but they have these individual ones as sizes as well. So I'm just taking some of the yuca and I'm just pressing it into the mold here, and this will really hold in the mold. That's the one thing that I like about it, that it doesn't just loose out and fall apart because of that slight moisture that's in there. So I'll just go ahead and do a couple of these. This recipe that I use for the two yuccas gave me 5 bammies. So here I am shaping them out nicely, and it turned out really well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get them onto my my skillet here, and I'm not adding any oil or anything, and my flame is very low because the thing about this is not supposed to take on any color. You want to do this very low with the flame, barely high, and then you're gonna keep turning and keep turning until it's cooked, and not to get any color on it. The ones that we buy are always so white. I think if they achieve any color on them, that they scrape off the excess. So this is done, it's cooked. You can actually eat this as is, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the next step, which is frying them and eating them that way. So here you can just add them to your steamed fish. Any steam, anything that you have, you can drop a bammy in there, and that is your carb. So here it is. They look so cute and nice. So we usually soak them into milk and then we go ahead and fry them. So just cut them in half, and like I said, these are practically cooked already, as you can see. So add them in the milk there. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. I'd really appreciate it, and come back for more recipes like this. So after soaking them into the milk, now we're going to go ahead and place them into our oil. So I have a pot of oil here, about 1 cup or so. I don't want a shallow fry. I want a deep fry. So about 2 minutes, and then here you have it, nicely fried, nice and crispy, and so tasty. I can't believe I made bammy at home. I'm so proud of myself, but I'm still buying from the vendors. So here you have that 1 or 2 ingredients. Turn this into a beautiful thing that you can make and enjoy. So we usually serve this with escovitch fish, which is what I did. I quickly fried up a fish to enjoy this with, and it was everything I hoped for. I really do hope that you will give the recipe a try. If YUCA is in abundance where you are, you're going to absolutely love it. Or if you see somebody selling, just buy. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.